Sophie was only 12 years old, but she was much more mature and responsible than her age. Her younger sister Emma was struggling with a serious congenital disease, and the treatment process was not easy. Every morning, Sophie would wake up and have breakfast thinking about her sister's struggle with her illness, and after school, she would set off with her mother to the hospital. Her family was in a very difficult situation and had difficulty covering the cost of treatment. As a child who was aware of this responsibility, Sophie was constantly trying to do something to help her sister. One day, Sophie came up with the idea of selling lemonade. Although it seemed simple, this idea seemed like a glimmer of hope to her. From that day on, she went to the corner of the neighborhood every morning after school and started selling lemonade. She would sell lemonade to the people of the neighborhood by setting up her old table and chair with the few lemons she had. Unfortunately, no one took her seriously. Sometimes they just smiled, sometimes they turned their heads. It was very difficult for a child of her age to struggle like this, but she did not give up. Sophie carried her worries about her sister's illness with her every evening as she returned home. The question, "Will I be able to make enough money?" was always on her mind. She felt compelled to work harder every day to contribute to her sister's treatment, even if she failed in every aspect of this job. However, one of those days, an incident would shape her life in a completely different direction. One morning, she heard the sound of a car. This loud car suddenly stopped right in front of Sophie's lemonade stand. The man who got out of it was a very charismatic man wearing a stylish suit. He adjusted his glasses and approached Sophie, carefully watching what she was doing. Sophie looked at the man in disbelief. "Do I know you?" she asked, because the man's stance and demeanor seemed very familiar. The man smiled and answered politely, "I am Donald Trump, one of the greatest businessmen in America. I would like to talk to you." Trump slowly sat down in front of the table as Sophie looked in surprise. He remained silent for a while, then began to speak as he watched Sophie with his eyes. "Sophie, what you are doing really requires great courage. Not many people can take on such a big responsibility with the efforts you have. It is impressive that you are so selfless to do something to help your sister, but I want to do something for you." Sophie shook her head in surprise, swallowing her words as she continued to listen. But I only sell lemonade. I have very little money to help." Trump smiled and continued, "That is exactly why I want to help you. I can take on your sister's treatment, but I will not stop there. Being able to change the life of a brave child like you is a much greater opportunity." After Trump presented Sophie with this offer, he not only provided her with financial support, he also provided her with a special scholarship, thinking about Sophie's education. In addition, Trump referred Sophie to the charities he supported and provided Sophie with opportunities to take on leadership roles so that she could reach out to him even more. Trump not only provided Sophie with financial support, but also gave her a greater responsibility. "I want you to take advantage of this opportunity and roll up your sleeves to help other children. I believe that a brave leader like you can make a difference in society," he said. Sophie thanked Trump with tears in her eyes. Indeed, her life had changed in an instant that evening. Now she could help not only her own sister, but also other children. Months later, Sophie's dreams began to come true. Her sister Emma began treatment, and her health improved rapidly. However, the changes in Sophie's life did not end there. Thanks to the opportunities provided by Trump, Sophie became the head of one of America's largest charity organizations and became a leader who inspired young people. Sophie changed not only her own life, but also the lives of those around her. Today, Sophie's name is heard everywhere. This child, who once tried to make a living by selling lemonade, is now a leader who reaches out to help others. The great kindness that Donald Trump did changed not only Sophie's life, but also the lives of many children in the community. Trump met Sophie's determination and not only gave her a job, but also opened up a path to real leadership. Sophie will always remember those days. And now, just like at that little lemonade stand, Sophie continues to create new hopes every day.